guys? Episode 201. Happy Memorial Day. Shout out to all the people that serve for the fucking United States. We love you guys because you were able to do the fucking podcast. Everyone's able to do podcasts. We're all able to be here.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to our military people out there. Shout out to you, Grandpa Curtin. Shout out, bro.
Hope everyone's been having... Oh, shit, we already knocked it over. It's okay. It'll probably fall a trillion more fucking times.
Look at that.
Damn. Fingers are magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Brought a bunch of stuff from back home to have. And I finally was able to get all my grandpa's medals, some of my dad's books and coins and flag and his pictures. So I wanted to kind of honor him this episode. And I wanted to talk about the USS Franklin because ChatGPT was even teaching us some shit about it. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
Yeah, no, I got it right here for you, Jovins. Yeah. Let me pull this up right here.
This is sick because most of my family on my dad's side was in the military, and a lot of people on my mom's side were in the military. And USS Franklin, my grandpa was on during World War II. Yeah, an aircraft carrier. Guys, if you didn't know, in World War II, nickname was Big Ben because Ben Franklin. Launched in 1943. So that's when that USS carrier launched. That's 6 years before my dad's even born.
And the fate of the ship, it was brutally damaged but survived. What happened? On March 19th, 1945, while operating near Japan, the USS Franklin was struck by 2 bombs from a Japanese aircraft. The bombs detonated in the hangar deck, igniting fuel tanks, bombs, and aircraft, causing massive fires and explosions. Over 800 crew members died. One of the deadliest attacks on a U.S. carrier in World War II. And your grandpa was on that thing?
Yeah, dude.
Over 800 brave souls, dude, were lost, man.
Oh, yeah. It's insane.
You almost shouldn't be here.
Dude, all of my dad's family. My dad... all his brothers and sisters. That when you think of the butterfly effect when that stuff goes down, and it's also like, damn, I can't imagine what my grandpa went through, the things he saw. I often wonder, I'm like, man, how did he react?
Well, dude, he probably reacted pretty quickly because despite the destruction, the Franklin did not sink. Thanks to the heroism of its remaining crew, like your grandpa, and Captain Leslie Geharys, I hope I pronounced his name correctly, who was controversial for... later court-martialing survivors who abandoned the ship. Wow. So, and that probably not your grandpa, but some other people were a little scared, so they left and abandoned. He court-martialed those fools. Damn. Shout out to the ones that stayed and saved that ship.
Yeah.
She was towed back to the U.S. and never returned to combat, decommissioned in 1947.
Damn.
Wow. I didn't know any of that, man.
Neither did I. Yeah, the detail of it. Yeah, and I always thought because of my dad, or maybe I was a kid, or maybe I'm just dumb, but I always thought it was kamikaze. I didn't know that 2 bombs were dropped on it. That's insane.
In the middle of the Pacific Theater, bro, with Japan and then even the Philippines. Your dad's been to the Philippines too, and it's like, I've never been there. It's crazy. It's so awesome.
Growing up, we had, the big blockbusters were, a lot of them were war movies growing up, and Pearl Harbor was one for us. I loved Pearl Harbor. And that, when I watched that as a kid, when it came out, I remember just feeling the fear of everybody reacting and waking up to just sheer chaos. Mm-hmm. And I just can't imagine. You know what I mean?
No, man.
Yeah,
and then
I'd probably, honestly, my grandpa I know is stronger than me because I don't think he was one of the people that jumped off because he never. What's really cool, guys, is there's a piece of the USS Franklin right here in this box frame. And my grandpa's medals and a picture of him with his mom. And after so many anniversaries or whatever, one of them was a big one, and they gave a piece of that wood to all the remaining people that were still alive, which I thought was really cool.
Dude, your grandpa's a straight up hero, bro.
I know that, and because dude, I probably honestly, if the boat's on fire, and I think not only...
I don't think you would. You're saying you would. No, you would not.
I don't know, man. Dude, I can't... We're so lucky and blessed that we've never had to been put in a situation...
Where are you going to go?
Dude.
You're going to be in the ocean and drown?
Well, first off, okay, 2 bombs... All right, let's say we're on the ship. 2 bombs have already dropped on this thing. How many more do we know are coming? We have no clue how many more are coming. the thought, the fear, that's real heroism. Of the guys on that ship, not saying the guys aren't heroes, because that's just fight or flight. You know what I mean? That's just like whenever you're in that kind of situation, you never know what you do. It's human reactions.
Mhm.
But for those people to stay on the ship, get it back, worrying about who's going to hit it again. Are we about to get bombed again any other second? Like, that's insane.
What's crazy to me, too, is the idea that they would name it the USS Franklin after the first fate of the first USS Franklin.
Yeah, which I didn't know about this. Tell me more. We didn't read. We saved it for the pod.
So get this, Jobins. USS Franklin, the original one, it's from 1775. So Benjamin Franklin's still alive. And they make a ship in dedication to that man.
What if they made a USS Trump?
See, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, how do they not? Do we have the same level of like?
Well, he got the jet.
Like admiration
He got the
for
jet.
our leaders as they did back then.
$400 million jet. You best believe it.
The ship was captured by the British though during the Revolutionary War.
Really?
So if anything, your grandpa and his crew actually did a better job than the original forefathers because they lost that ship.
Did they ever get it back, or it was gone?
I mean, it's gone.
They
destroyed.
got that ship destroyed. Who knows what they did?
Yeah, the
with
British were probably like, screw these Continental
it. Uh-huh.
Army fools.
That's insane.
Dude, one of the first ships ever, bro,
you
before
imagine?
the States.
Can you imagine if one of our ships got taken today?
It would be,
Massive.
It would be crazy.
It'd be massive.
But this was different times. It's crazy to me, too. Like you said, the USS Trump or something.
Yeah.
And like this dude, Benjamin Franklin, was still alive. The founding fathers are just like, to me, such badasses because they're walking around, dude, and people are like, dude, George Washington should be king. And they're talking about like how much these people were like celebrated, and they still didn't want any of that. And they just wanted to do what was best for the people.
Right.
And I feel like we've like a lot of our leaders out there today, we don't respect them because they didn't have those same convictions.
Well, you know what I bet plays a little part? I kind of wonder sometimes. These are kind of Schmitty's stone thoughts. So we see Trump everywhere, and we see it in our hand, right? And we see him in all these videos. Imagine being back in the day. All you know, you're in a town, you're hearing about George Washington. The only way you see him is from word of mouth or newspaper. So imagine when he comes strolling by on his horse, and you finally see this person. Can you imagine how people probably felt and reacted compared to like,
if you were to see George Washington every day, CNN's covering him on the daily, that's a really good point.
I know it's still, we still get like, I'm not taking it away. Like obviously if Trump were to come knock on our door today, we'd go, oh, you know what I mean?
True.
Like it's true, but it's definitely got to be heightened. Because if you never see this person, you only hear about him, you're hearing about all the things getting accomplished, newspapers.
Damn, that kind of makes me sad because it's like, what if they don't even stand up to like what we think them to be?
You never know. Yeah, yeah.
That was deep, dude.
But
just because of the Franklin ship and your
sorry.
grandpa saving the
Dude, it's
USS
crazy.
Franklin II got saved.
Yeah. Crazy
And then you
story.
got a piece of the ship right on the table, bro.
I know. I wonder if there's any we got to look up. We should ask ChatGPT if there's any movies about it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'd watch it.
Ask it real quick.
If there's any movies
Yeah.
related to the USS Franklin.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Like a documentary or something we can watch.
Hey, Chatty, is there any movies related to the USS Franklin?
Or documentaries.
Well, that would count under movies, though, still. Hey, Brenden, yeah, there actually is a movie related to the USS Franklin, though it's a bit of a deep cut for World War II history buffs. Here's what you got. Documentary about the USS Franklin. USS Franklin Honor Restored, 2011, directed by Matthew Swinson. Just an hour and 5 minutes, not that long. It drives into the March 19, 1945 bombing that we just discussed. One of the worst naval disasters in U.S. history that didn't sink the ship. Okay, that didn't sink the ship. So maybe not the worst naval disaster. The heroism of the crew is something they talk about, which is, pat to your grandpa
I got a
there.
real question, Brenden. Tom Hanks, where the fuck are you? Why is Tom Hanks? Where the fuck you been? Where the fuck's the movie for the USS Franklin?
That's actually a great point.
Where's the movie for that captain? Controversial captain, Tom Cruise. Come on.
Well,
Not Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks.
Well,
did I say
the
Tom
fact
Cruise
that you
whole
bring
time?
up the captain, right? The captain that's helped with the ship and the crew, Captain Leslie Gaharis. Well, he's like you said, he's accused of some survivors of desertion, and then efforts by veterans to clear their names decades later. So he was really going after people.
He was pissed.
Yeah, he probably saw some people slacking off and was after them.
Yeah, see, there's a story there. I told you, if I said Tom Cruise, I meant Tom Hanks.
No, I knew you meant Tom Hanks from like Band of Brothers.
Yeah,
like he
does
produced
everything.
that kind of stuff in
let's
the
get a
Pacific.
USS Franklin movie.
Damn.
Come on, man.
And then makes me think of Saving Private Ryan too. Your grandpa was around those times when Saving Private Ryan was. Your dad was around the time when fucking like we watched Full Metal Jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's such a historical moments that are just mind blowing to me.
My dad loved Full Metal Jacket. He loved that shit.
My
movie. Dad was on the Far East cruise, the 7th Fleet, guys. He was in Vietnam. He went to Hawaii, Japan, the Philippines, Hong Kong. I got a cool patch.
What's the USS on that one? Does it show the name of the carrier on the badge?
It doesn't. I think it just might be the Far East cruise, 7th Fleet.
Dang it, because it'd be interesting to know what ship your dad was on too.
Yeah. Well, that was it right here. It's on the patch.
Oh, it is on the patch.
You could probably take a photo of that and ask ChatGPT, what was the name of the ship, if that's not it.
Yeah.
Do you want to know something funny about my dad? Is he loved all his dad's medals and stuff like that, but he couldn't give a fuck about his own shit. He'd lose it. I had to dig deep to find this patch back at home. I don't know what that's about.
Well, I feel like maybe he's like how I am sometimes, where it's like I don't like celebrating myself a lot, but I do get a big kick out of like other people's stuff and things. Yeah. But I'm not really one to be like, oh, hey, look at all my accolades. Oh yeah, maybe he's just like that.
It was always I miss him on Memorial Day, and that's why I got to go get my flag tomorrow. But he would always just talk. We would watch documentaries, and he would tell stories. He would tell fun stories, like funny shit behind the scenes. It was kind of cool.
What's cool about where your dad is, too, in that Jefferson Barracks, it's like, dude, that's popping off right now. You know, and there's so many people paying their respects. No, it's cool to me to be like, these people deserve their flowers.
Oh, okay.
You know, every year.
I was being like, well, what do you mean by popping off? Is a lot of people joining it? Or is there a lot like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I maybe should have worded it better, but I just love the fact that, like, shout out to all the Americans out there that are going out there putting flowers on these fallen heroes' graves.
We should.
Because that's sick.
Yeah, one year we should go, all the boys, we meet up back at home and go on Memorial Day.
That'd be sick. I'd love that, dude.
It's you went with me and my dad one year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's a good tradition, dude.
Yeah. Because, it is packed. They do a whole ceremony.
Popping off, maybe not the best word.
Well, it is like, it's good vibes. It's all about honor and celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really nice about Jefferson Barracks, I'm so honored. My dad and fake grandpa, I got cousins there. I got uncles. My grandma's name's on the back of my grandpa's tombstone. Like, it's such a beautiful place. Like, I'm like, damn, Dad, you got a really nice place to be forever. It's pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's very big, too. When I went back home, I visited and just went on a walk. I just wanted to walk it. I'm like, I'm just going to walk around for I was there for probably 2 hours. And just taking all that in, it's a very unique. You got
and the organization of the rows. It's so aligned perfectly, just like in Saving Private Ryan when he's walking through and he sees them all, and they're just all straight.
The cemetery is so damn big, guys. It's so huge. We would walk there. My dad wanted to always walk through, and he'd be like, "Hey, Rick, let's go," because they're constantly like building to it and adding more. He's like, "Hey, Rick, let's go check out the new side by the river." He goes, "Hopefully, I'm gonna be over here when because that's." He would say funny shit like that. So we'd go, and just the scale of that cemetery is insane. But guess what? He'd laugh his ass off. He's so easy to find. Thank you, God. Because as soon as you go in, you go right, you pass my grandpa, and then you literally just keep going a little bit. Mm-hmm. First columns of the walls, when you just keep going to the right, boom, my dad. Like, he'd freak out if he knew how he would like think it's hilarious how close he was to the front and to my grandpa. Because you'd think since it's building it's so far out, like I always did, it's pretty crazy.
Damn,
beautiful place.
That too makes me want to travel, Jobins, to like a whole bunch of places on the East Coast where like all these historic Civil War battles happen.
Oh yeah,
and like the American Revolution battles happen. Just all that rich history, dude.
That would be so fun to do with you, bro.
OG shit,
Yeah,
man.
us doing a travel thing and going around, and you know history really well, and I just like to absorb and be there type shit. So I think it'd work well. It'd be fun. So yeah,
Damn.
shout out to all the people who serve and protect, man. Legends. Happy Memorial today. Hope everyone's having a good barbecue with their family, or had a good barbecue if it was on Sunday night chilling.
Dude, all the fallen, man. We love you guys. Thank you so much for making this nation so freaking great.
Yeah.
It's awesome to be able to celebrate, have freaking tank tops on, freaking sunglasses, just vibing.
I heart hot moms.
Dude, that's one of my favorite shirts.
We're able
man.
to have Danny Duncans.
Word up, dude. Shout out
good.
freedom.
Life's good. Life is good. Mission Impossible, guys. We went and saw Mission Impossible last night. 2 hour and 50-minute movie at 9 o'clock. That's a great idea these days.
I loved it. I loved it.
Dude, I'm getting to the age, guys, where I'm like, fuck. You know, I've been watching movies, shit, we'll call it since 4. You know, that's 29 years of going to the theater. I'm like, it's starting to get to me. I'm like, how do these young kids... I used to look forward to 2 hour and 40-minute movies. Now I'm like, fuck, if it's 2 hours and 40, I'm like, I might just wait until that comes out so I can watch it at home.
Dude, you should be so happy and privileged to have grown up for the whole Mission Impossible series.
Yep.
There's those kids that are 12, 13 who are kind of coming into it fresh. Me and you, homie, we seen all those movies from childhood to being freaking adults, 35 years. They said it in the movie. And it was quite the reckoning. And honestly, Jobins, I recommend Mission Impossible. Fantastic film. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoy it. It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. Because give it up to Tom Cruise. 62 years old. He's in Scientology. He's still doing his own... He's still doing his own stunts at 62, hanging off planes. And
that's crazy. How's he not dead?
With everything going on in the world, I'm almost like, is this real? Is he real? Is Tom Cruise real? I don't know anymore.
You know what I do, dude? I make Tom Cruise. I make him the Captain LeGrand guy in the USS Franklin movie.
That's what we said earlier. So fuck it, yeah. You know, he'd be down.
You said Tom Cruise by accident. We actually full circle. We get him back on the fucking USS movie.
It's insane. I'm going to give credit where credit's due, and the passion and love that Tom has for film and trying to, like he said in that one interview, where he's trying to invent things to where we can be able to create movies in the air. So hats off for all that. This is where I'm upset. You fucking writers. If you got my boy Tom Cruise risking his life. Tom Cruise risking his fucking life every day, flying in the air, being submerged in water, racing around on cars, jumping off buildings, and you're giving me some really fucking cliche.
What do you expect, dude? How do you expect?
It's almost laughable. Some of the moments in that movie were laughable.
Even the greatest, the Ernest Hemingways of writers would not be able to connect the dots between, hey, I need this crazy stunt and this crazy stunt to make sense in a story.
That's the thing.
How you going to do that? Okay. There's so many ridiculously over-the-top moments, which are great and entertaining. How do you make those make sense in an actual plot?
So, all right. First off, I really don't have a feel. I feel like this isn't the last Mission Impossible.
I feel that way, too.
I don't feel like it is, especially the way Tom Cruise is talking in interviews. But... I don't know what's happened. Is it me being old? Is it me seeing all these movies? No real threat. I never felt a real threat that we were going to lose Tom Cruise in moments when we thought you might think Tom Cruise we're going to lose him. So there's never a real threat to characters. I'm not spoiling anything, but anytime there was a situation, it was just so out of I don't even know how to explain it. Out of nowhere. And
it was already a pretty long movie. So maybe if they made a director's cut.
How many different times do we need an insane situation in a movie? I'm a typical old school guy. I like build up. I like character development.
They've been building it up for 30 years, bro.
I know, but in this movie, it's, we got to stop this. And it's got this many things of this. And then they stop it. And it's like, okay, well, that was just the opener.
Because why? What's the movie called?
I know.
Schmitty.
but I just
Mission Impossible. Every time they say something that they have to do, which I love. I love it. It's the over-explaining. It's like, you have to do this precisely right to be able to make sure this happens and that this happens and that this happens just so we can get to here. And it's like, well, that sounds damn near impossible. Mission Impossible. It fits the name.
It's just like, it's so over the top where it's like.
That's the point.
I know, but you have these. Let's just say it. There was 3 big stunts and scenes in the film that were awesome and fun.
Yeah, true.
Right? Parts of the film that I was like, okay, this was fun and I'm enjoying it. Not everything else leading up to that has to be the same way.
Because you felt that was the case?
Oh my God, yeah, the whole time. And then, I'm sorry, I just hate the bad guy so much. I can't stand him.
I kind of get what you mean. He maybe isn't
something about him. I couldn't stand the bad
He doesn't scare you at all, does he?
Nothing.
He's not very threatening.
Very mellow tone, very same, and he's just not. And again, like, if I'm gonna end Mission Impossible and I'm taking out some characters and I'm making this like grip the heart of the fans, right? Like, I need a Negan to step in right now.
Or he even did a better job as a bad guy, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
And
Philip Seymour Hoffman
Fallout
was a better bad guy.
True.
And his death was shocking in that one.
You know why? You know why? Because you know who I would have picked to be the next bad guy if he hadn't gotten all that trouble?
Who?
Kevin Spacey.
No.
He would have killed it as a bad guy. We just watched 7. He's one of the most sinister, evil people ever. You don't think he'd kill it as a Mission Impossible villain?
You know who I would have said? Because who I thought you were going to say was the guy who had the Star Wars, the Avengers guy, boxer guy. Then the Kang. What's his name? Jonathan
Majors. and he's back now, right?
I would have had him.
He's going to be back in movies again, probably.
Yeah. Had none of that happened, I'd have had him be the bad guy.
That would have been good.
That would have been great.
That would have been better than my pick for sure.
And I would have had him come and just take that other bad guy that we got out real quick, right at the beginning of the movie. Dink.
Hey, but to kind of back up my point, though, because I do agree, I do like the Jonathan Majors angle. Who's more aligned to Philip Seymour Hoffman's sinister character? Would it be a Kevin Spacey actor or a Jonathan Majors actor?
Well, then now, because it's about AI, and what was it called, this little thing?
The entity.
The entity.
The entity.
The AI entity.
That's not too much spoilers.
Well, guess what? Since it's the AI entity, now guess what? Don't have to be an old actor. Now I'm going Timothy, everyone's favorite, the fan favorite, Timothy Chalamet, because he's he's a young hacker with the AI, and he knows people.
Okay. I kind of like that.
Yep.
I could get on board with that.
Tom Cruise loves him. Everyone loves him. There you go.
You know what? That's the next movie.
Because the AI, at first, the way the movie was going, because I hate that bad guy in Mission Impossible so bad, I thought that it was going to be more of the AI.
It kind of was.
I
mean, that was the main bad guy.
It was, but you remember how I don't want to ruin stuff, but how he has the interaction with it.
Right. Let's try to limit spoilers.
Right.
For sure.
I was hoping for more interaction. So, overall, guys, Mission Impossible, I gave it. I'm so sorry, Tom Cruise. It hit me in the feels in the beginning when it does. Anytime there's a monologue of a whole bunch of just bringing up the past and showing everything, I get him. I was like, I'm not crying. You know what I mean? Because it's been, like you said, our whole lives.
Yeah.
But some stuff was super cliche. I'm giving respect to Tom Cruise for everything he does. Awesome stunt scenes. Awesome cinematography. Writing. Storytelling. 5.2.
Man, that's a low rate. I gave it a 7.6. I really enjoyed just the cinematic experience. It's a blockbuster hit right now for Memorial Day weekend. And like, dude, it just blew my mind. It was a spectacle, and I just love Tom Cruise, bro. He's honestly just like, he's a short king. He's like 5'7" tops, and he's doing all these crazy stunts. He's like, man, anything's possible. And
that's why I'm upset with the writers.
It leans in to the cliches, Jobins. It's like, this message will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Before the movie even started, I told Ricky in line while we're getting our popcorn and drinks, I said, wouldn't it be awesome if, like, in the first scene, like, there's a message that self-destructs? And they did it, and I was so pleased with that.
Those kinds of scenes don't bother me. I don't want to spoil it, but there's a scene that involves a submarine sinking and rolling down. And
which was epic. That's one of the three sequences you're talking about.
It was on the inside part, but the outside part, I laughed. It was laughable. It was chuckles.
There's a few scenes I laughed out loud.
Chuckles, yeah. So if I could sit down with the writers and they're like, yeah, we know. That's exactly what we wanted. I'll go, okay.
That is what they wanted. Do you not see the last Fast and Furious? These are these kind of movies, bro. These are these kind of movies. They're going to be there forever, and they're comfort. Escapism. That's the original purpose of cinema, bro, is to escape the harsh realities that we have.
Exactly.
And Mission Impossible did that, Jobins. It gets 8.2. I raised it. Because it made me escape. It made me escape to the real craziness of Ethan Hunt's journey. I love Mission Impossible. I hope they make another one, because that was fire. It was sick, Jobins. I was like, whoa!
What?
It's good when you don't got a hater like Schmitty telling you it's bad all the time.
Yeah. That was funny as fuck. Oh my god!
It was fun.
It was. You're right. It did help make us escape. And I guess I am just I just want a little more. I just wish it would have gripped me a little more. Grip my soul, grip my heart, grip the characters.
Gripped? What is a world-ending event? Not gripping. It didn't grip me, man. They said the world might end if he doesn't succeed in his impossible mission.
If this is the last one, you got to wrap it up, and we got to hit every note right.
Oh, that's. I see where you're coming from.
I see where you're coming. It was fun. Would I go see another one? Absolutely.
Yeah.
If it's 2 hours and 50 minutes, I might be done at the 9 o'clock shows. Might be 11 a.m. or on a Sunday. You know what I mean? That's where we're at.
You were pretty tired.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe that played effect too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yep. Kid Cudi takes stand in P. Diddy trial.
Ooh, yeah, that's crazy.
Dated Cassie, received death threats, all kinds of shit. Car was about to get blown up. Broke into his house.
Right? That's crazy to me. Broke into his house and locked his dog in his bathroom.
Diddy was after him hardcore, dude. That's fucking insane. Some people were saying, "Oh, Kid Cudi's a rat." Well, no, all the shit's happening, and he stayed quiet. Like, dude, he's probably scared for his fucking life if P. Diddy's blowing up his car.
I don't know, man. It's 50-50 on this, brother. Because, like,
I'd be scared.
I don't want to assume someone's guilty until we have evidence.
Right, 100%.
And for me, what if P. Diddy's just like, he's just the news story to detract from the real news?
Right? You never know.
And then you got Kid Cudi now coming out, and who's more credible than Kid Cudi? I'd listen to Kid Cudi.
I know, I love Kid Cudi.
Everyone does.
I know.
That's why you bring Kid Cudi into the discussion. There's probably so many other people that they were like, no, don't pick him. Don't pick her. Kid Cudi, the youth and everybody, they love Kid Cudi. So if we get him to testify, that'll really hurt P. Diddy.
Right.
And what if the only thing I can say for certain about P. Diddy is he's a sex freak. And there's nothing illegal about being a sex freak. Yeah. And he did domestic abuse too, is fucked. He is actually a bad person. We got video of him doing terrible things in a hallway to Cassie. So there's some, but that doesn't mean he's guilty of the things they're trying to get him for.
Right. Yeah. And Cassie, dude, growing up, she was like one of our crushes.
Dude, it's you and me.
Right?
Yeah. Dude, oh my God, yeah. Watch that music video 100 times.
And it's even eerie now to listen to the Biggie song that P. Diddy made. I'll be missing you. It's like, dude, what the fuck? It's like, if P. Diddy was a psychopath, crazy person.
And he could be too. I don't want to say he's innocent either, but.
Dude, at the level of Jeffrey Epstein, it's like, dude, that's fucked. That's crazy.
How many kids does he have too?
Well, dude, it just makes sense that the elites are all about manipulation and power, and and it's like when think about how many people are all racing for power. All these people that want power. So many people.
Mm-hmm.
So if other people who are in power want to blackmail other people to get that, it's like it's a sick world probably.
You know what's really sick is there's a pattern, Jobins, and you can see it throughout history. You can see it today with powerful figures. But people that want to aspire to control masses, there's a few things here. They have high net worths. They have huge families. Elon Musk has 12 plus kids, I feel like. Diddy's got 10 kids. Nick Cannon's got 10 kids. I'm not saying Nick Cannon's evil, but there's a lot of similarities.
Conor
McGregor's popping out as many kids as he can now.
He wants to be president.
Yeah. There's certain patterns you can see within human nature that lead me to distrust a few individuals more than others.
I know, right?
P. Diddy checks a few boxes.
If there was like a 28 weeks later type shit going down, I'd be down to be the Negan guy. But as long as hold on, as long as it's for healthy stuff like Tim and Sean preach, I'll let Tim be Negan, okay? Because as long as we're farming and it's not like bullshit and everyone's happy, there's no criminal bullshit, there's no bad things happening. Everyone's just living life, farming, eating good, working out, chasing dreams. Can you chase dreams in a world like that, though? Can you be there's probably no podcasting in a world like that.
Well, there's other ways. I mean, podcasts are like a new way to fulfill yourself in today's society. Back then, it's like, if I could eat for dinner, I'm fulfilled.
Right? The true, like what it is to survive.
That's why.
Is that like some kind of parody movie where it's like two podcasters surviving in a pop zombie apocalypse?
That would be sick. I would watch it. To counter your point though about founding fathers before though, it's like, bro, they had to struggle just to eat for dinner and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for them to be as well known and popular as they are compared to our means today does kind of make them a little more superior.
Dude, sometimes when I think about blackouts and just like how everything's about like could crash, and if it were to go wrong, the food and water is the scariest thing. And it's probably like some of our best inventions probably are like solar power, like being able to boil water or be able to have a solar power fucking stovetop to heat things.
It's amazing, dude. Microwaves,
right?
Bro. We can turn a light on. George Washington, if we showed him a light bulb, he would shit his pants.
If a blackout happened, though, dude, and food stopped, that's the scariest part.
George Washington would say, "What's a blackout?" Yeah. What's a blackout?
Right. That's why I'm grateful I can, like, read a clock and a watch and, like, a map.
You mean like one of those hand clocks?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And a map. Because I remember back being a kid when you'd fucking have a map. Passenger had a big-ass map in their lap. And the driver's just hearing what they're saying. Yeah,
we kind of brought that up on the last episode with Joe Riggs, but it's true, dude. It's like, man, I rely so much on, like, Google Maps to get to places.
Yeah, I get nervous when, like, all future cars, like, I wonder if we'll see it or if it really happens. Like, when all electric cars don't have steering wheels. That'll be interesting.
You know what scares me is, like, that is going to happen, and it's going to be like they're going to make us think that we chose it.
Right.
They're going to be like, you wanted this for convenience. And then guess what they're getting rid of now? It's kind of fitting because we're talking about the memorabilia of your grandpa and your dad and stuff. But, like, the penny, dude, is being discontinued. Yeah. And I know we were talking about this a little bit. But
we talked about that a long time ago.
The fact that it's
talking about for a while, but the fact that it's
happening, dude.
Yep.
And then
it's like, okay, why print any other coin then?
Exactly. Thank you so much for asking that question, because that's going to lead to my point right now. It's like then we go digital integration fully. And what does that mean? That means more control over us. The coin's yours, bro. You own those coins. You store them wherever you store them. No one can just, you don't own that coin anymore. Nuh-uh. It's in my presence. You'll have to kill me for this. Good luck with all the digital stuff. Just like bank accounts and everything like that.
Mhm.
It's all digitally put there too, and then they could just be like a push of a button. And that scares me.
Look at all the transitions we do. Everything's card. You see one putting coins in the fucking Walmart machine, you know what I mean? Like, it don't
And then I roll my eyes when they do that. You're right, because it takes forever. I'm like, come on.
Son of a bitch. Maybe that's the only...
There's people at the gas station, Jobins. I don't know if you're that person at the gas station that's in front of me, and then you're buying some shit, and then you're like getting pennies and change out and putting it in there, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, dude, if you just had a card.
I'm that guy walking in Walmart with a big grin on his face when his coin thing's all filled up. I'm like, fuck yeah. If those days disappear and there's no more coin machines at Walmart, you can't dump coins in machines, that's when you're going to see a sad Schmidt. No more coin things at Walmart?
Do you know how much it costs to produce a penny?
Well, do you know how much of a gangster I feel like when I empty out that bitch in a coin machine? Yeah, no, a lot. It costs more than a penny.
2.7 cents for a penny. You know how much it costs for a nickel? Which they'll get rid of next, guys. Just wait. 9.8 cents for 5 cents. You know how much we lose annually off producing these coins? 2.7 million.
That's Elon. That's some Elon shit right there. He's coming in. He's saying,
Dude, for sure. It's like, it makes 0 sense. You should just round up. People are like, oh, but that'll price out people that can't afford things.
It's time.
They round down things too, though.
Can't escape time, Brenden, because guess what? Currency's changing.
Mm-hmm.
Just be interesting what happens. We can go down that all day. I want to know what's in the library over there with the Pope that we were learning about.
Dude, you put me through a whole freaking rabbit hole with Pope Leo the 14th.
I know. And just everything about the dude. The Vatican is just so insane.
Jobins, do you know, and if you're watching that 60 Minutes, I feel like sometimes you play things, you somehow know I'm going to come downstairs and just be like hooked immediately with whatever you're playing.
That's just shit I want.
But we had 60 Minutes on, and it was talking about the Vatican library. Mm-hmm. Who's allowed to check books out?
Only the Pope.
Only the Pope.
Who's probably fucking homies with the Pope right now?
Probably Trump.
Because that's what fucks me up, and I guess it's just laws and countries and all that kind of shit. And I guess other countries don't want people to know about their country and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, when it comes to history of the fucking world and like existence and shit, we should all be allowed to know that. We're humans. You're a human. I'm a human. We're all humans.
Mm-hmm. That is weird. That's a weird thing that we're limited from.
And not only do I want to go through the library, I want AI to go through the library. I want AI to know everything in there.
And then I just want to say, too, because I appreciate all the Jobins commenting and everything. One Jobin commented on the last, maybe 2 episodes ago when we were talking about the Pope and Trump. Uh-huh. And they were saying, there's no real connection between the two. That's all they said. It's like, just elaborate. How do you can confirm your beliefs? Because our beliefs, our theories that we have are from like just observations.
Yeah.
If you can throw me the observations that show that we're not correct or right or that the theory is completely bogus, then you should put it on there too, not just saying, no, that's not true. True. Okay, great input. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to you for still commenting. I don't mean to shit on you, but I'm just saying, like, if you have some evidence, I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. What the hell?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Maybe there's some shit in there we need to know, guys. There's some shit I want to know.
What name did he choose?
Leo.
Pope Leo the 14th.
Yeah. How that story is real? I watch these conspiracy guys. I forget the name of their podcast, and I'm so sorry. But they're funny. They're fun ones. And this one guy always gets on there, and he says the fucking craziest shit sometimes. And I'm like, damn. But you went and looked it up. Apparently this last Pope Leo
the 13th.
I want to know more why they picked these names and what the fuck that all started with. Because that's crazy.
Guys, listen to this. Pope Leo the 13th, he's the 256th Pope from 1878 to 1903. He had a vision, and it's very controversial. The official Vatican documents say it didn't happen, but through Catholic tradition and through the popular acceptance, This is a thing because he even made the
So their time of conspiracy theories.
Saint Michael the Archangel prayer he did after this vision. You know, it's a real prayer that was after every mass, talking about how we got to save ourselves from Satan and stuff. But in the vision, Satan asked God for 100 years to destroy the church. I looked this up, bro. I looked this up, Jobins. October 13th, 1884. That's when the vision happened. What happens 100 years from then? The USSR and the United States are in full-blown Cold War heat. We're still kind of in those Cold War tensions today. And George Orwell's book about Big Brother and surveillance states, guess what that book's called?
What?
What's 100 years from 1884 called? 1984, Jobins. 1984. That's crazy.
People were like, Brenden, talking about comments, people were like, Brenden, quit yelling in the mic.
Well, hey, I gotta yell in the mic as long as I can before we get silenced, bro. Because we're coming up to the truth here.
You come get us,
dude. That is weird.
That is a really weird one.
And then Dell Technologies and Cisco, both very big assistants in the development of the current internet that we have, both founded in 1984.
Okay, yeah, that did give me chills. Because, dude, Jobins, there's those weird conspiracy theories about energy because we're all using energy. Every day we're on our phone. What does our phone use? Energy. Cars use energy. Everything uses energy. If we had free energy, imagine if we didn't have to charge our phones and we didn't have to pay for energy or pay for our laptop or pay for shit, pay for lights, pay for this. We would get more done. AI is costing money every time you use it. They're using it. We got to use billions-dollar factories to make this shit for the AI computers. That's everything using energy, right? Which is one of the theories too, that the biggest control is energy. I'm butchering it. I don't want to go too deep into it because I'm not 100% there with it, and because it's just be all day. It would be all day about each.
Yeah, that's true. Because you can go through rabbit holes.
Tesla, all Nikola Tesla stuff being taken, and then you go down with the people who sell energy, all that kind of energy, and then you go down the rabbit holes of, is there actually some kind of fucking spiritual war going on? Because there's a lot of Satan shit going on, a lot of Satan worshiping shit, all that kind of stuff. So, and then when you're talking about this priest saying shit about 100 years from now and the devil just needs more people to give it to him. Well, guess what? What's been happening now? Even my favorite people, Suicide Boys. You know what I mean? Like, probably now more than there's been more Bibles bought ever. And then there's also just more time of just like Satanism. It's weird.
You could go down
and that's a briefing.
A whole rabbit hole of all of this, because who was the main competitor to Nikola Tesla, who took him out of competition and is a household name that all the Jobins probably know? Thomas Edison.
Yep.
You know, Thomas Edison was the one who developed and invented Nickelodeons. You know that Nickelodeons are the precursor to film and cinema. And then what are movies but telling a vision, you know, and kind of stuff like that.
Love it.
It goes down a huge rabbit hole, guys.
Down the rabbit hole. I love it.
But it's like you can see things in history.
Yeah. Yep.
And then
the dollar bill. Like, the dollar bill just freaks me out. There's too much in the dollar bill that I'm like, what the fuck?
We're in a Black Mirror state of like realization of seeing comedians like Tim Dillon going on CNN and absolutely butchering them.
I love him.
And just showing how legacy media and all these we're no better than Chinese state-run media. We gotta be honest with ourselves.
I love
the news that we are getting is state-run.
Right. I'm just grateful that we can all do a podcast. Like, I'm grateful I'm able to do a podcast.
That is amazing.
Like, because
shout out.
Like, this is fun to me, and then being able to talk to people. Like, dude, 200th episode, being able to talk to Joe Riggs. Like, never in my life did I think we would be able to do that.
And let's not get the picture skewed, Jobins. Yeah. It's not the political leaders or the presidents of the past that made this happen. It's people like your grandpa. It's people like your dad. It's people like my brother. It's people like my grandpa. It's people like that served and made sure that we were able to have these freedoms and everything, be able to do this. Shout out to you guys, not these freaking stupid leaders that we have to hear all day about. I'd be more interested in hearing about all the people that are actually serving. Shout out to you guys.
I wish your brother would come out and visit us because it'd be incredible to have him on the pod.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Dude, Nick needs to be on here immediately when he's out here. Are they ever going to come visit?
Maybe one day. I know it always is going to happen.
They
and
just
it doesn't.
dangle that carrot right in front of us. And
We're still going to, me and my brother are going on a trip with our mom for the Ireland trip. That'll be fun.
That'll be nice. Are you going to vlog it?
That's the plan, dude. I plan to vlog that and put it on my channel.
Have your brother help you. Like, hey, Nick, hold the camera for me. See how well he does.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Nick in action.
I'm nervous. He can be a little wild. I hope he doesn't get us in any fights or anything in Ireland.
Dude, out in Ireland, that'll be such a good time. When are you going again?
That's going to be September 9th.
What's the weather? I wonder what the weather like's out there in September.
Probably be a little chilly.
A little chilly, yeah.
A little chilly.
Yep. Cool.
Damn.
Gotta vlog it. People want to see it. But yeah. Oh, did you see the trailer for the Titan OceanGate? That's gonna be on Netflix.
Oh.
It makes that Stockton guy look like a fucking lunatic and a psychopath. Like, holy shit. Even in the trailer, he's like, Bonnie's gonna be our new lead pilot. And she's like, what the? And she's like freaking out. She goes, I'm the accountant.
And you're talking about that submarine that imploded.
He's walking in one day in the office. He goes, hey, guess what? It's like me being Stockton. And I'm like, and you're my accountant? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, what up, everybody? I just want to congratulate Brenden because guess what? He's our new pilot. Fuck.
Dude, he sounds like a straight grifter.
Well, just all the laws of fucking physics he broke to make that thing. And then you got a guy like James Cameron. We got a guy like James fucking Cameron who's
legend, Avatar legend.
And probably knows a fucking thing or two.
About something, yeah.
Yeah, and if he's saying some shit, I think you should probably listen. Like, I know you want to explore the Titanic and bring the water and explore the water, but damn. I'm very excited to see it. I want to watch it. He must have been fucking nuts.
Well, it seems like it comes down to greed of cutting corners for how much it would cost to make an actual working submarine.
Yeah.
And you just want to get money from people desperate enough to take it cheaper.
The trailer
even
looked like they were under the impression that they knew it was going to fail eventually. And I'm like, fuck that. The scary is fucking the ocean's scary enough swimming at the top. Okay, I would never do that. Never, ever, ever. You couldn't say, hey, Schmidt, we're going to give you $2 billion. It's going to change your life. You got to go all the way down with that guy.
No.
Nope. Sorry, everybody. I love you guys.
The pressure put on that submarine and the implosion that followed scares me, bro.
Well, yeah, I know that instant gone.
I don't know how I feel about that statement. They didn't feel it. You don't feel it. Oh, that person didn't feel it. And it's just like, have you died? Have you been shot or something? Have you died in an instant? How do you know what you feel? And how do you know how time's perceived when you're dying?
Oh, I know.
That's what scares me. It's like, you would think you don't feel it because it's so blink of an eye.
Well, so the comfort I have, and that you should have, is I fell on my bike when I was a kid. I don't remember any of it until I came to. You know what I mean? I don't remember falling back and smacking my head on the concrete. I don't remember that. You know what I mean? I've been put under 12 times for surgeries.
That is a little optimism, right? You're not gonna. It is hopefully quick. Because it scares me when you see movies like Inception and it's like time slows down when you go a dream within a dream. And then it's like, well, what about passing away? And then like, what is the time perception there?
You got to imagine a little bubble. Like, a little tiny bubble in water. Like, imagine just a little tiny bubble. And it pops, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know how it looks when it pops? That's what they look like. Because even though they're in a thing that feels like it was big to us a little, not really that big, not very big, but still big. Like, in the ocean down there, like, you're very little. It's like a plane in the sky. You know what I mean? Like, they're just little itty bitty.
You're just saying all these things that make me think of Mission Impossible again.
I know.
Submarines, planes in the skies. He does it all.
He does it all.
And then it's true. It's so far down.
Tom Cruise, it's enough, man.
The highest mountains in the ocean.
It's because of people like you. He's gonna die while trying to fix that shit. Film that stuff.
And then we'll make a Tom Cruise holiday.
A Tom Cruise movie holiday. But yeah, I'm interested to see that. That whole thing was fucking nuts. Boom.
Did you know, bro? This is crazy too, Jobins. The live action Lilo and Stitch actually made a record. It broke a record.
Of what?
For the highest grossing film during Memorial Day weekend. And then guess who had it before then?
Who?
And we saw this movie together here.
What?
Top Gun Maverick with
wow.
Tom Cruise.
That makes sense.
And then Tom Cruise's movie is also doing really well, Mission Impossible, and they've grossed together $500 million globally.
The theaters are back.
Isn't that crazy?
Summer's back. Summer movies, man, they're back right now.
It makes me want to see the new Lilo and Stitch also.
Yeah, I saw it. It had decent reviews. It was like a 68 or something like that. Yeah.
And then Lilo and Stitch from 2002, which had box office records too at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Guess which movie was released at the same time as that? Minority Report with Tom Cruise.
All right, enough. Enough of time. We've had enough, Tom.
Dude, he's just in so many crazy big films, bro.
40 years of fucking movies, man. Top G.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk about it. I wrote all these notes, guys. I was so hyped about everything going on.
I do want to see Lilo and Stitch, and we got 28 years later coming. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we got some good movies coming up.
Yeah. I'd go see Lilo and Stitch, but I'd probably wait for that one.
Yeah, I don't want to see it in theaters
Yeah.
either. With all the
It's
families and stuff. Let's just watch it in home.
And enjoy it. Yeah. We're those guys. Or we go decked out. Ginn Lee, guys. Ginn Lee. Have you guys heard of him yet? Go look him up on YouTube. Big redheaded white rapper who gets the pass for saying the N-word in his music. And he's all the videos that you hear about this guy or people talking about him are saying he's real and he's real about it. And he gets the pass. And his songs like stand on it. It's catchy to me. I like this guy.
Ginn Lee, Dallas-based rapper. He's saying the N-word as a white, redheaded man.
I would love to see him and Tim do a pod together. I'd love to do a pod.
Make sure he does it in the next 2 years because you won't have Ginn Lee after
I know.
that.
He just got stabbed over 10 times in a mall fight. And then he drops a new song, BTA and FDA. But his shit goes hard. I'd be afraid. I'm like, dude.
Well, to me, it's like, yeah, he's got street cred. Yeah, he's got all his homies with him and stuff, and I'm sure he's really about it. But not every single black person knows Ginn Lee.
And I'm sure.
And then you got him saying that word, and then it's like, man, someone that's like really about that life also that doesn't know your affiliations may just fucking smoke you.
Right? That's why I'm like, I can't believe he gets the pass. Some people were saying like, oh yeah, gingers like that get the pass. They are black. And I'm like, really?
No, I don't.
I'm like, dude, it's insane. Why does this big redhead white guy get a pass for saying the N-word? And like, it's an A-okay.
Dude.
Some people will say, who cares? And no one cares anymore. But I don't know. I grew up on respect.
I think he's not going to live long. I've called these things many times.
You think
I see famous people, bro. I was like, Lil Peep, he's going to die.
I hated that one.
And
he
this
did it to Juice WRLD too, and I hated it.
Yeah, Ginn Lee's the same. I don't see him living long. At the current rate, he needs to either step out of the limelight or stop saying the N-word. Because people that are not in his clique are going to kill his ass.
I know, you got to be careful. That fight video of him, he's getting in a fight in the mall, guys, and he's fighting this dude, and his girl is the one stabbing him while he's fighting. And it's like, oh my God. Being stabbed is one of the scariest things ever. He's got padding, so he was good. Then he goes and makes a rap video the next day.
It's
like,
catchy.
Damn.
He stands on it.
Yeah. We need to know your guys' thoughts on him. I would like to know.
You've blown my mind with showing me Ginn Lee. I don't know what to think of this guy.
The people you used to find and show me. It goes hard.
I want Ginn Lee and BOP kosher.
It's definitely a shock value.
What's Eminem think of this? Eminem never says the N-word, bro, and I'm sure he would get a pass.
Yep.
I don't know if Jin Lee should be doing that.
Right?
Maybe with his homies that he
would,
knows.
bro.
Yeah, but not here.
I would be on edge. It's talking about you. That's a life of like constantly looking over your shoulder.
Dude, XXX got rolled up and killed at a stoplight.
Yeah. Like, what would happen if he went to O Block?
Mm-hmm. Do you have him?
Huh?
Do you think like, because he's really about it, right?
Yeah.
But what if like, because Lil Mabu's an actor more so.
Uh-huh.
What about a white person who isn't part of that setting, but can act that well? Do you think they could survive?
I feel like it's probably 50-50 because you still got those people, like you said, don't know him and wouldn't hate it and would be like, nah, fuck that guy.
But like how he talks though, you know, and everything, and like all those people think he's about it. It's 50. You want to do the social experiment?
It would be even worse.
How good is my acting?
It would be even worse for Little Malibu than it would for Mr.
I'm a big dog. I do big dog
Jin Lee
shit.
shit goes hard. I want to bump it in my car.
It don't go hard. I don't think it goes as hard as Lil Mabu stuff. Lil Mabu's a better rapper than Jin Lee.
Little Mabu's earlier stuff was hard and funny. Now he's not that hard anymore. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, his last song was pretty weak.
I don't like that Big Dog one either.
What?
It's funny.
With Lil RJ? Dude, that shit goes hard.
I like Lil Malibu, but I just kind of wish he'd go back to his roots.
If you did Big Dog's shit, you would know.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Maybe I'm a hater on that one too. I don't know. Carter 6 drops the day before Sean's fight. We got 13 days, guys. Time has absolutely flown. 13 days. We're in New Jersey. We're bumping Carter 6. We're going crazy.
New Jersey. Damn. And then Carter 6, Lil Wayne.
Yeah. We leave next Thursday. We're getting there, well, technically Wednesday night, flying into Thursday morning. We'll be in New Jersey early. If you guys are going to be in New Jersey, let us know in the comments. Hit us up. We'll meet up. We'll go crazy. We're going to make it massive. We're going to make it huge.
Hell yes.
Yeah. Fuck all you haters. You find me in New Jersey. You know what I mean? We'll get wild. I can't wait. It's going to be a spectacle. Merab broke his toe. I don't think that play. I think a guy like Merab, a broken toe is a broken toe. I don't think it's nothing for a guy like him.
John Jones breaks toes in the middle of fights.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, that went viral. I'm like, yeah, okay,
I bet that hurts
broken toe.
but hopefully he's all good.
Yeah,
And they have a good fight.
I hope it affects him, Brenden. Every inch we can get, but I just don't think the broken toe affects Merab. Can't wait for Sean to do this, guys. So happy for him. He looks so freaking good. Mindset, mentally, physically, it's exciting, dude. I can't wait. The vibes of everything. I can't wait to touch down in New Jersey, start getting crazy. Can't wait for the press conference. Can't wait for weigh-ins, and obviously can't wait for the fight.
It's sick too because it's like seeing the process a little more of like, wow, dude, it's like how hard fighters work too. Just leading up to the fight, it's all the hard work's done, you know, and then it's like. Now it's time to show what you've developed.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh, man, our boy is like, yeah, good luck, buddy. Because in Jersey, you go down.
You go down, motherfucker. Yeah. I can't wait. Never been to New Jersey.
Same.
Yeah. Never been.
Yeah.
Looking forward to get some pizza. Yeah. I'm going to try some New Jersey pizza. It always looks so good. It's the one place that I've always wanted to try pizza.
We have to probably... Because it'll be so busy, too, just go a little earlier than expected because we missed that Boston pizza last time, too.
Right.
Because of how freaking long the line was.
Yeah, that was insane.
But, I don't care if your pizza's 100 out of 10. I'm not going to wait 2 hours to freaking eat it.
Yeah.
I'll go to McDonald's. Sorry. I know people are like, oh, I'm a pizza purist, but it's like, your pizza ain't that
if
good.
I'm there
no one's pizza is good enough for me to wait 2 hours.
If it's in my plans, like that's what I'm doing, I'll make it happen. But if we're like walking by, I'm like, hell no.
If it's in my plans, I've reserved something. I don't wait in no freaking line for 2 hours for pizza. Cheese on crust. Shut up.
Hey, man.
I love pizza too, but like 2 hours for pizza.
I'm sticking up for my pizza, man.
I love chicken wings too. I ain't waiting 2 hours for them.
Sometimes in life, Brenden, you got to be patient, and the best things you got to wait for. So if the art of a craft of this pie, this pizza that's coming out to me, took some love and time, and it's gonna be an experience. Oh, yeah.
I'll take a freaking Pizza Hut pizza in 5 minutes than your bullshit 10 out of 10 for 2 hours. Go screw your 10 out of 10. Ooh. Pizza Hut's good, and guess what? They got cheese-filled crust. good enough for me, you uppity bitches.
Nope.
That's how I feel about these pizza connoisseurs. Screw freaking.
Nope.
I hate the Barstool guy, Dave Portnoy. He annoys me. Oh, it's a pizza. Pizza's so good. Pizza's for the common people, which I myself consider myself. I'm not going to wait 2 hours, and no person should wait 2 hours for pizza. Go fuck yourself.
Some of those pizzas we had in California, we waited probably like, it was like, 30 minutes?
If that.
If that. But, oh, my God.
That's
it
fine.
Was so good.
I ain't waiting 2 hours behind 200 other people. 200 suckers, 200 sheep. 200 sheep in a line to get cheese on crust.
I would wait, to be in Italy and have some real authentic pizza. Oh.
I didn't wait 2 hours for that either.
You didn't?
No.
How long?
I sat down 15.
Damn.
That's because they try to get you to the tables too and stuff. There's a lot of tourist traps and stuff, but also they have pretty good pizza too.
I love my pizza.
They have pretty good pizza.
Your Domino's and Pizza Hut shit can all go to hell.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that their pizza's not significantly better, but it's not significantly better enough to wait 2 hours. Shout out Pizza Hut. Shout out Domino's.
That was good. I'm glad we got some emotion out of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see.
Well, that's how I feel about stuff like that, because everyone should be able to have good-ass pizza, too. I mean, it's just tough, man.
100p. UFC talk. Is the hype going for Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall? Do you think this... Some people are saying Jon Jones needs to get fucking stripped.
Dude, I don't know about you, but to me, I think Jon Jones is a genius. It's putting a mental toll on Tom Aspinall.
Well, dude,
who is the significantly younger fighter? Probably the more...
Cool.
Just like how Tommy was saying, dude, he's having his fighters wait on the weight clauses, stuff like that. He's not afraid. He just wants to screw with you. And Jon Jones is that guy.
Nah, you can't. He's Michael Chandler in him, dude.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Jon Jones and Michael Chandler should not be in the same sentence.
Michael Chandler with Conor McGregor's fight.
Oh. So he's Conor McGregor in him?
Yeah.
So Tom Aspinall is Michael Chandler in this scenario.
Yep. And it's like, damn. Tom's a young guy. It's almost been a year since Tom's last fought UFC 304 versus Curtis Blade, July 27th, 2024. Damn. Like, holding up the division. It just sucks because obviously I think it would be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fight in the UFC. The only thing, because everyone would be watching, do you think, if Jon Jones, let's say we get in a week or two, is going to fight Tom Aspinall, do you think it's the same level hype as when Conor fought Khabib?
No.
I don't think so either.
Just because I don't think people see Tom winning this fight.
The more that time goes on, dude, Father Time gets us all, guys. It gets us all. And we've seen, sometimes it could be overnight a fighter will change real quick, and they just never are the same. And you never know when that age is.
Some people stay psychopaths, and Jon Jones scares me.
Yep.
He scares me as a human being. I
don't
think he's a good person. He terrifies me, and he's the scariest person to put in a phone booth. And then you were like, oh man, he ain't punking Stipe out. He doesn't need to, because he's a savage, and he will destroy Tom Aspinall.
There are things that have happened where I'm like, damn, Jon Jones. And that was always my love for him. And I'm like, damn it. Why'd you do that? But I've heard from a lot of people that I've met who have met Jon Jones on how nice he was. But then again, we're all human. We make mistakes. You know
I'm sure he is nice till you're in the cage with him,
Yeah,
and then you were dog meat.
Or coming to get some kind of test. But who knows if that was even real or what. You just never know.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much. So
if I'm Tom, I'm sweating for that fight.
Oh, I'm wanting it so bad. That's why I'm like, damn. I feel bad for him.
He does have to have that belief probably to got to where he's gotten to think he is the best. So hopefully Jon doesn't shake him too much emotionally.
Right? I just hope we get it. I hope we get it. What you got for me, my man?
Dude, did you know Caitlin Clark's had $1 billion impact on the WNBA?
Damn, I believe that.
That's crazy, Jobins. She's basically like the Michael Jordan right now of WNBA. I feel like it gets overlooked a lot because of women's sports in general kind of gets overlooked. But that's like that's going to be like a documentary on this probably in the next 20 years. She's like generating an estimated $1 billion in economic activity, merchandise sales, ticket revenue, and TV ratings. She only earns $76,000.
What that
in the
sucks.
sport. Guess how much she makes from
That fucking
Nike?
sucks.
$26 million.
Hey.
That's where it's at. The $26 million Nike endorsement,
Yeah.
that can make that a little easier.
Well, let's get deep. How's Nike making their shit? So, but, yeah.
That was
The
deep.
cool
Oof.
part. The cool part about that is hopefully the big influence it'll have on younger girls wanting to play sports and basketball and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm. That's
You know
what my
what I mean?
next follow-up question was. Is like, is that like a turning point for women's
Hopefully.
sports too?
Yeah, be sick.
Dude, you should see these highlights, Jovens. I don't know if you've seen it, bro, but like Caitlin Clark just getting like bodied all the time.
Dude, the thing with the UFC is like if Dana White would stop being such a D-bag right now and promote good fights, stack UFC cards, develop fucking fighters like he used to. Like, if we had some big female stars, the sport's always been growing. The women's still haven't been in the sport as long as the men.
Mhm.
They'll,
Right.
never. So it's like you just got to give it time. If we keep building like you did the UFC, it's gonna start rolling, and then the potential. It's all the butterfly effect, man. The younger athletes coming up. I want a fucking Brock Lesnar bitch coming in heavyweight. You know what I mean?
Well, wouldn't you say we got that with Chris Cyborg?
I want more. That was the start. Where'd they go?
It's like it's probably the like steroids and shit like that,
Joe
because you
Rogan.
could find some bodybuilder women
Well,
being like 200 plus. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
could have those fights.
I want some bad bitch coming out of nowhere, destroying everyone, taking charge, taking names, and just dominating. We need it. Joe Rogan was saying, he's like, I want the big boys on steroids again. I don't want fat heavyweights. Like, damn. Ooh.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw Brock Lesnar?
Can you imagine, like, if Juice was still going around big time in the UFC and, like, guys like Tai Tuivasa just fucking jacked, steroided out?
Mm-hmm.
Be nuts. Not good.
Do you think a steroid Brock Lesnar beats a steroid John Jones?
Yeah.
Because I think John Jones still wins if they're both on performance enhancements. But that would be a crazy fight.
Prime Brock Lesnar, like, he's just a madman.
Yeah.
I'd probably go Brock Lesnar just because of size.
I was inclined to believe you, but I got upset when the Cain Velasquez
And what John Jones
and Brock Lesnar fight,
What
and
about
Cain whooped him.
Yeah,
I
True,
think John
with the
Jones would
wrestling.
mollywop him, dude.
true. And yeah, you got it.
Mainly because of the mentality of being a psycho.
True. That'd be a crazy match.
Damn, Joe Rogan said that, huh? He's publicly endorsing, like...
He wants, I don't want big guys to be on steroids again. It was funny.
Well, what do you think about baseball, bro? Me and Brenden, my homie, we went and watched a baseball game for the Diamondbacks, and this dude hit 5 home runs in a game, and it was
Fire.
like a record or something, and he's
That's
not
sick.
even juicing.
Well, no, that's sick. There was something about bats where one team was like changing a torpedo bat or some shit. That was kind of causing some crazy shit.
Maybe we don't need drugs, man. Maybe we don't need the steroids.
No steroids.
Look at all the people right now doing crazy stuff.
What else you got for us before we dip out?
Oh, I had another crazy thing, guys. It makes me sad because I drink a lot of sugary drinks sometimes. I like my Coca-Cola and stuff, or like my special edition Fanta. But
Lucky bastard.
recent research indicates that high consumption of sugary drinks is linked to decreased sperm count,
Where
as
have you
well as increased DNA
been?
damage,
Where have you been?
potentially impairing male reproductive health. Why isn't this being discussed more?
Where have you been?
Been hidden from this. I'm like, get your sugary drinks away from me.
Brendan's learning about high fructose corn syrup, guys. So
I'm devastated.
Short-
I'm devastated. That's
Oh
scary.
my God.
You
That
didn't
was
tell me I would be able to
funny.
have babies
That
if I'm
was
drinking
funny.
soda.
Yeah, that's why we got RFK, man. He's making America great again. So
Damn, I don't have too much. I think that's everything
That's
that
it.
I had, though.
that's all I had. That's all you got. Episode 201, Jobin. It's like UFC 201. That's when St. Louis fucking legend Tyron Woodley became champ. So shout out St. Louis 201. Happy Memorial Day. Hope you guys have a good barbecue, good family times. Shout out to the legends.
Shout out to our vets. Love you guys. Shout out.
See you next week. Love you.